Have you ever been frustrated with the team that you currently serve? Maybe their performance is not what it used to be, and you've had this idea floating in your mind for quite some time. Here it is. My team isn't performing, but I can't seem to unlock them. You might feel a little helpless because you know they can do better. You know they've done better in the past, but for whatever reason, they're not performing. They're not performing at their very best. It's affecting you, it's affecting your internal clients, your external clients, and you need to do something, and you need to do it sooner rather than later. It says low engagement. That's what you're facing. You're facing low engagement from your team. They're not motivated anymore. There's a lot of division. There's a lack of ownership. They blame one another. They don't take responsibility for their decisions, for their lack of proactivity in serving the clients, and it's not a healthy environment at all. So maybe it's low engagement, lack of ownership, or an ongoing team conflict. There's just conflicts happening day in and day out. It seems like you address one issue today, tomorrow there's another issue. Somebody files a complaint, another person gets upset, someone else leaves the organization, leaves the company, and you're back at square one wondering what to do. Maybe like other leaders, you're finding that you're incredibly frustrated. You're frustrated with developing new leaders. You don't have a consistent way of developing new leaders, and you're frustrated because there's an inconsistent approach to your leadership development. There's an inconsistent approach when your existing leaders have to handle multiple problems at the same time, and there's no consistency, there's no organizational alignment, and you're simply frustrated with the results. And then you have these ongoing people dynamics and changes. Maybe you have a multicultural organization and you're trying to get people to communicate better or relate to one another, and you are simply frustrated. You don't know how to unlock the key, and you don't know what to do. Maybe you're like other leaders I know. For an example, they have ongoing struggles with team performance, interpersonal effectiveness, and developing others. So the team is not functioning as they should. They're not being effective, they're not being productive, they're not being efficient, and it's weighing down on the organization. It's starting to impact the bottom line, and you need to do something now rather than later. Well, here's a question that maybe you've asked yourself in the past. Why do I have to carry everything myself? Why do I have to take on this load myself? Why can't my team do what they need to do? Why do I have to micromanage them? Why can't they perform as they should? Maybe, just maybe, you have an environment where you are telling people what to do, but you're not empowering people to do what they need to do next. I want you to notice this next paragraph here. Turn your team into leaders. One of the goals of ICF coaching is to help you turn your team into leaders, not followers. You don't need more followers in your organization. You need more leaders. That's what coaching does. That's what coach training can accomplish. It can help you to become a person, a leader, who empowers their people. Notice, turn your team, the entire team, into leaders so you can stop being the bottleneck. Here's what I have discovered working with different companies and organizations and ministries over the years. Often, the bottleneck is not the team, it's the leader. It's our lack of growth. It's our lack of personal and professional development, and that's contributing to a plateau, not only in our lives, but also with our team. But as I said, there's something that you need to understand. ICF Coach Training gives you the tools. It gives you the tools to build leaders while changing your culture. One of the things I've discovered is oftentimes the culture a leader has created is somewhat blind to that leader. You have a culture where everyone does what you say, but they don't do it with their heart, their whole heart, mind, body, and soul. They're doing what they're told, but they're not empowered to do more. Here's where coaching comes in. Coaching comes in and it empowers your team to help them move from where they are to where you want them to be. And as you do this, you develop leaders. And sometimes people say, well, Marcel, what if I develop my leaders and they leave? As I heard someone say, well, what if you don't develop your leaders and they stay? That is tragic. So the first person to develop is you. You have to develop yourself. Before you can develop and empower others, you have to develop yourself so that you have the capacity to empower others. So as we think about ICF coach training, and maybe you've heard of ICF in the past, I serve as an accredited ICF education partner. And I provide training for individual professionals and also for teams. If you would like to take a step forward and unlock yourself so that you can unlock others, give me a call. Text me, ICF coach, and I'll respond to you. We'll set up a time to have a conversation and look at things more thoroughly. I want to get to know you. I want to get to know your team. Let's see if becoming an ICF certified coach is the right fit for you and or your team. Go ahead and text me, ICF coach, to 786-554-0312. When you do that, I'll circle back with you and then we'll get on the phone or get on a Zoom call. We'll have a conversation and explore together if this is the right fit for you and for your team.